And one, we are live. Hello, Robert Syslo here, video genius. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Be Obsessed or Be Average weekly mastermind. And what we have and what we do every single week, what Grant did is on the release of his new book, for those of you guys that purchased this, we are going to deliver, Grant's going to deliver, I'm just filling in for him today on the big book review. We're going to deliver 13 weeks, which is 13 chapters. We're going to go through each chapter, paragraph by paragraph, step by step, kind of talk about the biggest principles, the biggest things that you can take out of this book, why it's effective, why it's number one on Amazon right now for entrepreneurship, marketing, management, investing, how to get your money right, all that good stuff. And we're going to go into chapter 7, which is stay dangerous. John, you got me good over here, man? You got me good? All right, cool. So I got a little plan. I got this. I got my bat today because it's all about being dangerous. I walk around with this when I'm making sales calls. It makes me feel bad. Makes me feel dangerous, right? All right. So we're going to go right into the chapter here. And look, number one is trying to avoid danger in a world that is filled with it is impossible. Don't you agree, John? It's impossible to do that. John's going to be on mic with me today. Now, I get to ask him questions too. But it's impossible. I think the most interesting thing about what we're going to do today is that I get to kind of share my interpretation of this book. I mean, how many times have we gone through this? 6, 7 times?
Man, like 20 times.
20 times at least, because we edited the video, we did the audio, we put everything together. But if you spend the majority of your time thinking about, I can't get into danger, I don't want to go there, I don't want to do this, I want to hold myself back, what do you think is going to happen? You're focusing on this idea, you're obsessing on the idea of not getting into danger. And Grant had a good quote here. It says, avoiding danger makes sense only if you want to make sense, which makes sense to me because it's about what can I do right now in my field, in my industry, whether you're in sales, marketing, video production, internet marketing, car sales, whatever it is. You have to look for opportunities to step outside of what you're normally accustomed to that might be dangerous, you know? And he's going to go through the steps here, and he's talking about how if you aren't dangerous, you're going to become a threat to no one. And you kind of want to be a threat in the marketplace. People want to see you as the only person that dominates the space that you're in, right? So if you're walking around and you're doing sales and you're making business and you're hustling, people need to know that. They need to look at you and say, dude, that guy has got it together, or that girl has got it together. He or she is completely obsessed with pulling in new money, new opportunity, and doesn't care what happens along the way. Because the end objective, the end obsession is how can I take care of myself, how can I take care of my family, and how can I increase my income and get the life that you want. And the first step that he talks about here is how it's important to get out of your hometown. And I have a really cool story about this. I'll share my story. But Grant's talking about how we went to Louisiana and he said, I had to leave this place. I had to leave it. I was the biggest guy here, and I needed new opportunity. I did the same thing. When I was 18, I dropped everything, and I moved across the country to New Mexico. No idea what's going to happen. No idea what I was going to do. I just knew that I needed to leave. I was looking for the opportunity to explode into new financial increases, to new people, to new businesses opportunities, to new marketing opportunities. I was looking for something a little bit larger than where I stayed. And there's some people that are still in the hometown where I'm from, that are still there doing the same things, hanging out with the same people. And I feel, and what Grant I see here, is that if I had stayed, if I had done that, I wouldn't be sitting here right now on a live stream, which Grant asked me to do, on his Facebook stream, reaching over 1 million people on a stream, and talking about obsession, talking about how I want financial prosperity, talking about how I want to help people, or supporting Grant and the team with videos and whatever I could do to help get the message out. And that would have never happened if I stayed where I was. And I didn't want to stay. I didn't want to stay small. I wanted to go bigger and bigger and bigger. So Grant's talking about how he packed up. He lived in Chicago, then he moved to California, lived in La Jolla, grew massively there and said, you know what? I'm the biggest guy here. I need to go to LA, where he met his wife, Elena, beautiful Elena. First night, built a thriving business, and here he is now. Millions of followers, millions of product sales, real estate investments, $500 million real estate portfolio, all because he said, I cannot stay where I'm at. and it like eats at you. And he talks about this, right, John? You hear him say this all the time?
All the time.
He's always talking about this thing that's like, that's dangerous. This hole or whatever is telling you need to find something larger. And if you deny that, it comes out in the strangest behaviors. And Grant says drugs, sex addiction, alcohol addiction, gambling addiction, everything that he lists in this book is you focus on the wrong obsession because you're not obsessing on the thing that you should be obsessing about. The next part is he's going, look, regardless of where you live, you need to make it a point to constantly meet new people. This is critical. I used to be really introverted, number one. I didn't really like meeting new people. I was afraid of what they would say. I was always kind of worried about that. I was shy, a little bit reserved. And then I found if I want to make more money, if I want to become the massive video genius that I am, even bigger than what I want to be, if Grant wants to do something really massive, do you think he's going to be able to do that with a small circle of people? John, do you think so?
No, I don't think so. Strangers have everything you need.
Dude, that's so true. Strangers have everything that you want. Strangers have everything that you need. So if you remove this mindset about, I don't really have a problem with what people talk about. I don't care if they like me. I don't care if they agree with me. I just know that I know what I'm doing, and I know what my obsession is, and I know what my goal is. So my objective is to connect with as many people as I possibly can that's going to support my mission. It's going to support my obsession, support my dreams for financial freedom, a great family, a great job, great people. So you got to be looking for ways to connect with people that might be smarter than you. Grant's a lot smarter than I am. And he taught me so much about sales, taught me so much about marketing, stuff that I didn't even know. And there's people in this office that are extremely good, like Steve Spray is a killer at sales, Dave Robards, Jared, John's got a really good photographic eye that I admire. I think it's very cool. I'm a little bit more glitchy in my video production and advertising and craziness, but he's got a very, very good eye that I like. So he's got something that I can learn from by watching and observing what he does. Grant has something that everybody can learn from by observing what he does every single day. So whether it's, doing 30 different streams, sending out a tweet every 10 minutes?
Yeah.
There's a tweet going out every 10 minutes to connect with new people. Social media. How many different places can I be to connect with somebody? And he says, if you're not constantly connecting with new people who are more influential and smarter, you're putting yourself in harm's way. What do you think he means by that?
And
John, what happened, man? Anyway, what I think he means by that is by staying sheltered, by not reaching, by not saying, hey, I want to do business with you. Hey, I want to do sales with you. How are you ever going to increase the amount of income that you have? Because you're adopting the first mentality of not leaving your hometown and staying small. So the bigger you want to go, the farther you want to go, the larger you want to go, correlates directly to connecting with more people. So he's talking about what terrified him the most. He said he spoke to 5 salespeople in Rockford, Illinois, when he was 29 years old. The first time he did an interview with Adam Carolla. That'd be pretty scary. The first TV interview with Neil Cavuto on Fox News. Speaking to 1,000 top agents with Northwestern Mutual, all of whom earn $1 million a year. I think there were like over 900 people in that room too, from what I remember. Speaking at the Pentagon to generals, colonels, and troops in transition. I was there for that. That was pretty crazy too. I know I'd be like, wow, these guys, dude, talk about dangerous people. Yeah. How dangerous are those guys? Regimented, disciplined, ready to go, which we're going to talk about later, how you have to be ready to strike always. These guys are set. They're poised. They're not slacking off. They're like, I've got an opportunity. I need to get it. So that's what they're looking for there. Next section is he's talking about how, it's okay to be unpopular. And for somebody like me, I had a big thing on this. I wanted everybody to like me. And I'm sure that Grant at some point wanted that too. And other people want that. Who wants to be hated? You don't really want that. But at the same time, and I read this in the 10X rule, and Grant expands that into your obsession. If people aren't hating on you, if people aren't criticizing you, if people aren't trying to stop you, then you're not doing something that's big enough, noteworthy enough, worthy of a legacy for people to be like, oh man, that guy, oh, he always talks too much. I hear this all the time about Grant. Oh, he's too arrogant. He talks too much. He's over the top. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, what is it that he's doing that you're not doing? That's really what a hater is. A hater represents, they talk about the thing that they've actually given up on. The thing that they resent in somebody else is more about them than it has to do with you. I think I need some water. Can I get some water too? So it's okay to be unpopular. You can look like everyone's favorite uncle, he's talking about himself, and still be the most dangerous person in the space. You could be nice to everyone, respectful, have good manners, but success is not a popularity contest. Grant goes into this all the time, how success is not a popularity contest. His goals, his obsessions, where he's trying to go, what he's trying to create is more important than being popular. He's more interested in, how can I provide for my family? How can I grow this business of 50 plus employees, which is still growing to this day? How can I get more people onto my sales training platform, Cardone University? How can we get more people to help on social media? How can I do more lifetime Cardone University access one-on-one coachings? What can I do? And if people don't like the way that I do it, whether I stream too much, whether I have everybody in my office be involved, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Because I already know where I'm going, what I'm doing, why I'm doing this. I know what my purpose is, and I know what my obsession is. So success is not a popularity contest. If you're the loudest guy in the room, the quietest guy in the room, but you're doing what you have to do, it's not about popularity. It's about, what can I do? Thank you, sir. What can I do to increase my income? Have a 10x life all the way around. Be obsessed with success, obsessed with getting one of these. I want one of these so bad. I've been on this a few times. It is sick, absolutely sick. And then he's got this quote here. I'm on page 117, by the way. He says, I would rather others think less of me than think less of myself. That's super powerful. Don't you think, John?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you could confront who you are, what you're about, if you can look at that and say, I like where I'm going, I like everything that I'm creating, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Because you're moving along your space, you're moving along your obsessions, you're moving along the direction that you'd like to go. So it doesn't matter if somebody thinks that I talk too much. It doesn't matter if somebody thinks that I might be too loud. It doesn't matter if somebody thinks that I create too much content. And Grant goes through this all the time. It doesn't matter, because I know what I'm going after. I know what I want to achieve. I know what I want to accomplish. So we're going to flip over to 118. Take risk with your investments. The entrepreneur puts his or her own capital at risk. This is the roles very definition. A person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risks. What does that mean? I'm looking for ways to make money by using the money I have to increase that. So an entrepreneur is somebody that goes out, is willing to make a sacrifice, is willing to invest in something. They may not even know it works, but they have the idea, they have the purpose, and they have the drive. They're obsessed with making this thing work, right, John? Obsessed with it. You obsessed?
Oh yeah.
You're obsessed with video, right?
Yeah, man. I love it, man. It's
you
my
do some
life.
stuff outside. So what you're sold on what? What is it for you that you're like, I'm gonna buy a $6,000 camera? Man. You like the Sony A7 that we were looking at. Why would you buy that?
Because I know it's gonna take me somewhere where I'm not at right now. You know, it's gonna allow me to do things for myself, for my family, and create a business outside of here. A second flow of income, and it's my passion. It's what I love to do.
So you're obsessed with it. You're obsessed. It's like,
I'm obsessed.
I know that camera costs $6,000, but I'm going to invest in it because the payoff later on, when people see the quality of my work, people see the production that I've done, they will know, hey, this guy's actually serious about his craft. And that's where obsession comes in, and that's where he's talking about here. Grant invests thousands of dollars into infrastructure, into getting his name out there, into doing things every single day. He's obsessed with getting this book, Be Obsessed or Be Average, out, his training platforms out there, because he knows that the financial risk of investing, even in real estate, which I can't really speak on too much. I know a little bit about it, but you can check his show out. Putting money at risk into a property that will give him a return later on for him is worth the risk. It's the game. That's the game that we're playing. And that's the game of entrepreneurship. You are at risk every moment you aren't investing in the expansion of your business. And Grant talks about this quite frequently. He talks about how a business is also yourself, right? A business starts with you. The type of clients that you attract is a reflection of you. The amount of money that you have is a reflection of you. The products that you put out, if you put any products out, is a reflection of you. So if it takes money to create products, like Cardone University or branding or whatever it is, if it takes money to do that and you're willing to put the money into it, it shows that everything that you work for, that you sweat for, is worth it. You are actually validating by investing into programs, into yourself, into advertising, into real estate. You're validating that you, as a spiritual being, as a person here, is completely worth the hard work, the effort, everything that you're putting in there. Right here, he's talking about on 119, he says, shift your energy into offensive spending and investing. So I'm not going to wait to look for the right investment. I'm not going to wait to look for the opportunity to spend money that could help me. I actively want to go out and seek out something that's going to get me to where I want to go, whether that's investing in personal development, whether it's investing in Cardone University or the playbook, whatever it is. If it's going to help me, I'm interested in it. What do you think about that?
Oh, man. When you find the right thing that you invest in and you know that it's going to take you to that other spot, you're going to do it with a smile on your face. You're not going to look at it as a loss. You're going to look at it as a gain.
What have you spent money on to invest in yourself?
Oh, man. Equipment. I've spent money on getting educated in my craft, in my field.
Yeah.
And I've invested a lot of time into doing what I do. And I do that all with a smile on my face because I know that I'm doing what I love to do, and it's going to take me somewhere in the future, you know?
Perfect. I love it. So on 120, he says, the return on investment is a lie you tell yourself to justify not putting money at risk. I run into this a lot with branding and advertising, and Grant talks about this too. It's about when you're obsessed with the mission of your company, when you're obsessed with the goal of where you're trying to go, you're not worried about the return because you already know the return's going to be there. As soon as you make a push into the marketplace, as soon as you say, hey, I'm putting this money where my mouth is, I'm going to invest in myself, I'm going to do sales training, I'm going to learn everything there is to know about sales, I'm going to do everything I can to promote myself, I'm going to get every product out there that's going to help me go to the next level. The return on investment is the knowledge. The return on investment is the opportunity because you actually know what you're doing right now. Like when I started sales, I didn't know anything about it. But I had to invest time, I had to invest money in my own self-development to get good at it. Because if I don't do something or if I don't feel comfortable in something, it's because I don't know. It's not that I'm stupid. It's not that I'm dumb. It's that I just need to get educated. I just need to know what the information is. And that's what Grant's talking about in Obsessed. Be Obsessed or Be Average and his training products. It's about anybody can do it. You just need to know that if you don't know, find out what you don't know, and get educated on it so you can do it, right? So when I was picking up the phones and I didn't know what to say, I would just pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone. Then I would train on the phone. Then I would train on content from Grant on the phone. And the investment became knowledge and the confidence to be able to do something I didn't know how to do before. That's the return. Because later on, when you're out or you don't know what's going on and I'm thinking about where I want to go, I'm thinking about the purpose or Grant's thinking about the purpose, he's invested in his own development so much that when the opportunities come, he's ready to strike. There's no hesitation there. It's like, we're ready to go. Let's do it. Here's the pen. Here's the paper. Let's do the deal. We got stuff we got to do. Let's do some business, right?
Yeah.
Next section, say yes to new technology. This is critical. For a while there, I didn't like Snapchat. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't want to take. I felt I didn't have the time to do, which is a lie. Time's a lie. But every time a new piece of technology comes out or a new way to do something in advertising or a new way to do something in sales, or for Grant, when Periscope came out and these live streams that you're doing, he was doing those things like 8 to 10 times a day because he wanted to understand that new piece of technology. How can technology help you? How can Snapchat help you? Oh, well, I don't have customers on Snapchat. Really? We actually get customers off of Snapchat. Oh, I don't have customers on Instagram. Really? We actually get customers on Instagram too. Everything that is out there, it's either going to be you using it for your purpose, for your obsession, or it's going to use you. and you're going to be the spectator. It can get really, 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 really easy to get sucked into the Facebook, Instagram, scrolling trap deal. Do you want to be the spectator in that field, or do you want to be the guy who's like, I'm putting content out every single day about what I do because I believe so much in what I do that everybody else needs to know about it. So I'm going to cause that into my social media feeds. I'm not going to be the spectator at it. And I'm going to look at new technology that comes out, even if I don't know anything about it. I'm going to go in, I'm going to play with it and see, is this something that I could use? Is there a piece of data here? Is there something that I could actually implement right now? What is it? What can I do? John, you got something new that you've played with recently?
Right now, no, but I am looking into some new technology. We do video production, and I'm looking into doing 3D videos and also 3D photos.
With the set of cameras all the way around, right? Brand new technology. What do you think? Like when I think of that, it takes the traditional 2D experience and allows me to submerge myself in an all-around experience. So like if we did a 360 camera deal here, you could see everybody in the room, not just pointed at me. That's a really cool piece of technology.
Oh, yeah.
On 122, he's talking about how he assumes the role of a successful person even if I'm not yet. Obsession absolutely requires this. If I want to be successful, if I want to be a millionaire, if I want to be a multi-millionaire, I have to start to think and act like a multi-millionaire. I can't go to Whole Foods or I can't go to a restaurant, look at a steak that's going to cost me $225 and be like, yee, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. No, I just need to be like, there's a card, just swipe it and go. In fact, don't even show me the bill, just swipe it. I'm confident enough I have enough money in there. Obviously, you need to know your money in order to do that. You can't just drop the card without knowing. But you want to walk around and be like, I know what I'm doing. I know what sales is. I know what advertising is. I know what my obsession is. I know what my purpose is. You want to sit there and have that in your mind every single day because that's going to fuel the obsession. It's going to help the hunger because the hunger is like, I want to be super strong. I want to be super successful. I want to be financially free. I want to do all of these great things. But if I'm not thinking like that, if I'm not thinking like that successful guy, what makes you think it's going to work? It's not going to work. You have to think with it every single second of the day. Stay in a position to strike. We're on page 123, and there's this cool exercise we're going to talk about a little bit later. I love this. The legends of success know how to go all in when the moment presents itself. They step into dangerous environments and take advantage of them. I want to link back to something. New technology, you're dangerous if you already know what new technology is. Actually, dangerous to me, John, this is going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. Dangerous to me is knowing everything about everything. Making the time to know everything about everything. At that point, you're dangerous because nobody can do anything to you because you already know what you're doing. You already know your field. You already know your industry. But stay in position to strike. If you already know about Snapchat, if you already know about Facebook, if you already know about sales and you're continuing to develop yourself, wow. That's like having 60 of these attached to your hand.
Yeah.
Bam! Dude, I know I'm going to get that deal because I've practiced. I've set myself up. And I talked about this earlier, right? There's an opportunity for me to go out, meet somebody, talk to somebody. I may be having dinner with a client and another client might come by. I have an opportunity because I'm ready to close another deal. I'm always looking for that. Obsession, you're always looking for the next thing that's going to take you to the next level. Never, 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 never rest on your laurels. We're on page 124. No one who's made a great contribution on this planet rests on their laurels. Every time I've stopped, every time I said, you know what, I'm going to take a break. Or you know what, I'm going to take a minute, I've gotten into trouble. I've lost money. Things have gone bad. Stuff is bad happening because I wasn't productive. I lost this desire. I fell off the obsession. And Grant talks about this all the time. It's interesting to me that years later, I realized that almost all of the friends and philosophers who so generously shared their concern for my life and well-being a decade ago have long since moved on with their lives and out of mine. They filed for bankruptcy, they lost their jobs, and struggled mightily to hold on to their assets and their homes because they're not creating on their obsession. They're not creating to the next thing. I could make an awesome video, but it doesn't matter because I need to make the next one. I could close, bat down, dangerous. I could close the biggest deal of my life, or any sales guy could close the biggest deal of their life, but it doesn't, it's done. That deal is done. Now what are you going to do? You could get the car, you could get the apartment, you could get the girl. You have to create on that. You have to make it interesting. You have to push it out. That's the only way the obsession is going to keep it. That's the only way you're going to keep your obsession alive. The only way you're going to get to the financial freedom that you want. The only way you're going to have the life that you actually want. You can't stop. You cannot stop. You need to look at the obsession, the purpose of the obsession, how many different ways can I actually create on this obsession to keep going. Learn to love fear. Learn to love fear. Fear is an indication of what you should do, not what you shouldn't do. I'm not going to lie. Getting up and getting and talking on a live stream, it's a little fearful. I don't know what people are going to say, but I don't really care because we talked about that at the beginning because I'm dangerous. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Grant doesn't care how many different ways he can get in and talk to somebody on social media or how many new ways he could think of to improve phone sales or improve the sales genre. That's his deal. He's focused on that and he wants to share that with people. So for him, it's no longer about, well, maybe I shouldn't say this. No, I'm going to confront this and say, you're screwing up. This is how it should be done. Let's build it up. I have the technology that can help you with it. Check it out right now. Cardone University. Boom. Done. What can you do in your industry, in your field, with your obsession to do the same thing? Maybe you want to invest in personal development, and it's a lot of money. You've never done it before. It's a huge indication that you should do it. Or maybe you want to invest in marketing. Same idea. Maybe you want to invest in Cardone University. Same idea. Man, I don't know if I could really afford that. Is it going to work? I've tried this before. I've done other programs. It doesn't work. Well, great. That doesn't mean that because it happened before, it's going to happen again. Don't let what happened here stop what could happen here to get to the obsession of where you want to go. Use the fear, love it, and make it the fuel for your obsession. Now, at the end of the chapter here, he's talking about obsession with discomfort and danger, but then he says, take a hard look at how committed you are to your success. Because you might be on the edge of a cliff in danger instead of dangerous, which means you're going down. Dangerous people find ways to just shake it up as they go up. So here are a few questions that you can ask yourself, and this is stuff that I actually do a lot during the week and during the day. Are you expanding and recreating who you are? These questions are on page 128 of Chapter 7, Stay Dangerous, Be Obsessed, or Be Average. Are you expanding and recreating who you are? If not, you're stagnating, meaning you're stopping. You got to constantly be like, okay, I want to be the biggest at this. Grant wants to be the biggest, help 7 billion people. He's got to constantly create on that. Are you reaching new audience? If not, you're becoming obsolete. Are you reaching new people in such a way that your industry, your subject matter actually helps somebody, is pertinent to today, pertains to today, relevant to today, or is it something that took place 6 years ago that you're still trying to push that doesn't make sense anymore? You need to look at that. Are you creating new products? If not, you are uninspired. Grant is constantly coming out with new products. We've got the 10X buttons, we've got the balls, we've got the buttons, we've got the shirts, we've got the new leggings for women, we've got the playbook, we've got the Sell or Be Sold Quick Read, we've got the 10X quote book. He's constantly looking at how many new products can I create that provide a service and can help someone, because he's obsessed with help. He's obsessed with helping 7 billion people. Are you developing new streams of income? If not, you're on your way to losing money. Grant talks about this, and we have this actually as the deal of the day today, the wealth creation formula. Why streams of income are the key to financial prosperity. It starts with a primary flow, which would be like a job, a single job, and then you want to look for other avenues within the job to increase the income, sales, shipping, whatever it is, look for it. I mean, everybody in this company has the opportunity to do it. I did it. I have 3 streams of income in this company right now. And, what else could I do in addition to that, that's parallel to that, that's not different, that's not going to take me away from my primary job to allow me to increase my income? Are you the biggest fish in a small pond? If so, you're getting lazy. Look, if you know everything in the room, get out of the room. Get out of the room because you're going to stop. The obsession's going to die. The dangerousness is going to go out the window. You're going to become the fat guy sitting on the recliner in the back, resting on what you're doing, eating Cheetos and fried chicken and sodas because you don't have anything else to do because you're the biggest guy. It's not fun anymore. There's no game for you. There's no game there. There's nothing to play. Are you the smartest person in the room? I kind of combine that. I'll combine the two of those there. Are you always worried about one client? If so, your pipeline is not full enough. This is really interesting too. You want to manage your clients, you want to take care of your clients, but you need to start thinking about how many other clients can I actually have? I can't rely on these 7. I need to rely on 7 billion. That's what I want to do. I want to help these 7, but I want to increase that pipeline to more than just 7 people because that's what I'm interested in. I'm obsessed with having as many people under my belt as I can to help, and that's what Grant talks about. He's obsessed with delivering the world's best training product to help people achieve financial freedom, to get to where they want to go. And then he closes this off, and I love this. Are you scared at this very moment? If you aren't, then you aren't doing the things that are worth doing. When I left the country, I was scared. But I wanted to do it. I knew I needed to do it. When I get up and I do a live stream on Grant's Facebook and I know there's 1 million followers there, I'm a little bit nervous. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway because I know that it's going to help the team. It's going to help the mission. It's going to help Grant. It's going to help me because later on, who knows? There might be an opportunity for me to speak. You never know. So if there's something that you're afraid of, if you're not afraid of it, it means you're not doing something big enough. So think about that. That's chapter 7. Stay dangerous. Wow. What'd you think, dude? What'd you think?
Stay dangerous.
Did you like it, dude?
Oh, man, I loved it.
Chapter 7, stay dangerous. Look, we've got a couple of other things for you guys that joined today. Really appreciate it. You can leave your comments, whether you hated it, whether you loved it. I don't care. It doesn't bother me, but you watched it. You could give me some angry faces. You could give me some wows. You could cry. You could laugh. You could give me hearts. It doesn't matter. Just show something. Do something, which is what Grant talks about all the time. We've got these 2 things I want to talk to you about before we roll out of here. We've got the deal of the day today, which is the wealth creation formula. We talked about that, how to create multiple streams of income and be obsessed or be average. That is available on grantcardone.com. It's normally $149. It's available right now for $29. grantcardone.com/deal of the day. And then we also have, with that, you've got 2 hours of content. You'll learn how to create wealth just like Grant. And you'll create multiple flows of income, which is something that I'm still working on right now. And we have the Cardone University Lifetime Access. I hope you all saw the little video that John and I and Robert and Katie, we put together for you all because we've got a few spots left for you to come down here, fly to Miami, meet with Grant, map out your life, map out your business, map out how can I become obsessed? How can I get to the more financial freedom that I want? How can I get the life that I want? We've got a few spots left with that. You've got a weekly mastermind included. You've got access to Cardone University, which I've alluded to a few times.
For life.
For life. Faux life. Faux life because it's dangerous, dude. That program is dangerous. That's got all the answers, all the training that you need to become successful at sales, to become successful at creating the business and the life that you want with full testing, with certification, and over 1,500 lessons there. You can go to cardoneu.com, lifetime access. We've only got a few spots left right now, so you need to get it if you haven't gotten it. cardoneu.com and the wealth creation formula at grantcardone.com/deal of the day. That's it. That's what we got. Chapter 7, be obsessed or be average. Stay dangerous. Next week, Grant's going to be back in-house. I hope you enjoyed what we talked about. Stay dangerous. Try the new technology. Use it to fuel the obsession. Use the fuel to fuel the obsession and invest in yourself so that you can get to where you want to go. Be obsessed. Thank you so much. Robert Syslo, Video Genius. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.